NVIDIA's earnings are about to happen. Is it set up to buy or is it set up to sell? Let's rank it right now. So NVIDIA does have the 10 over 20, price over 50. So it's in a bullish trend as a good start there. And, a couple things that I want to see here is that it's got a closing price over the 10 EMA. So that's a great thing to have. Let's jump into OVTLYR and let's focus in a little bit deeper on NVIDIA itself. So this is using OVTLYR 4.0, which is brand new, and we are going to be looking at it through the lens of any debugging that needs to be done. Now, we got some issues here on NVIDIA. First, it has a sell signal back on August 4th using the 4.0 data. So let's put that August 4th right here. So it's basically traded sideways since that point. I mean, the price today is within a couple pennies of what the price was on August 4th. Okay. And during that time, it's been getting significantly less greedy. The stock itself getting significantly less greedy. So that's not helping it. The tech sector does show more uptrends today. Yeah. And the tech sector is getting more greedy. So that's a good place to start. So I'll give you the breadth. The breadth is looking good. And the fear and greed on the stock is not looking good at all. It's got a sell signal. So if we're looking at the OVTLYR 9, let's go ahead and light this guy up. Let's reset on the market. So I'll give you the fear and greed growing because we see that right here on the sector. I'll give you the breadth growing because we can see it's getting more uptrends, and it looks like the crossovers happened on the number of buy signals. So that looks good. So the trend is definitely bullish. Has a sell signal though. Fear and greed is pushing down. Any OVTLYR blocks on top of NVIDIA? No, there's no OVTLYR blocks on top of NVIDIA. So I'll give you green right there. But we need to go set up what the trend of the market is. So if we go into the SPY, we can see, where's the SPY? Here. If we go into the SPY, there is a buy signal on the SPY, and this is on 4.0 data. The SPY is showing to get a little bit less greedy. It's getting more fearful each day that goes by, but it is still in a bullish trend with the sell signal. And then overall market breadth in 4.0. Let's see. Overall market breadth is still bullish. We do have the crossover here on the number of buy signals. We do have, actually yesterday we had more uptrends, less downtrends. Today is the opposite. We have less uptrends, more downtrends. So I'm not going to give you breadth. I'm not going to give you signal. So objectively speaking, Joe, what I see right here is NVIDIA in weak buy to neutral category. Weak buy to neutral category. So looking at this, I don't know. It's a little bit 50-50. Now, this is using the 4.0 data. It's going to be a little bit different than the 3.0 data. We're working through the 4.0, looking for any bugs right now. But so far, so good. All right, let's look at NVIDIA's options chain. Because now we want to see, Joe, what is the expected move? Right, NVIDIA can move bigly one way or another. So the way that we calculate the expected move is we price an at-the-money straddle. So in this case, you'd hit the ask button on the calls on the expiration closest to earnings. So in this case, that's August 29th. And then you'd hit the ask button on the puts, right? So this is what's called a straddle. So it looks something like that. Looks something like this, right? It can make tons of money on the upside. It can make tons of money on the downside. But in the meantime, right in the middle, that is the worst place to be. Worst place to be. That's what that options trade would set up looking like. So that priced out to 11.75. Now, option makers want to cover their backsides, and so they juice up the price. And so the rule of thumb is 11.75 times 0.85. So 85% of that, meaning the expected move is $10 up or $10 down. So let's go look at that on the chart. Actually, it's pulled in some. When I priced this out about a week ago, it was 11.34. Today, the day before earnings, let's see. We have to put it right at where the close price is. And then we need to pull this down to $10. So we're looking right around 191.86 on the upside. And let's move this up to here. And then $10 down would get you around 171.82. So a $20 expected move in total, $10 up, $10 down. So take that information as you may. We see weak buy setups here at Outlier. We see at least a $10 move potentially in either direction. Now, honestly, it could do nothing and it could just sit still. That's a very big possibility as well. But a 5% move, 5.5% move in either direction is possible. And so because of that, how are you going to trade this? Joe, are you going to trade this through earnings?
Well, that seems like a pretty big window where I'm not going to make money, and I don't hold into earnings and over earnings. So personally, no, I'm not going to get into this one.
All right, that makes sense. Now, Joe, on the downside, this is one of my things here, right? If I can see the expected move is going to break the trend lines I'm following, I'm definitely not trading it. No way, because that's going to get me to my exit even faster and potentially at a loss. So this is going to break the 10. This is going to break the 20. It might not break the 50, at least in the expected move, right? We can posture all day and say this is what the expected move is, but in reality, nobody knows at all. And so earnings are a very risky game to the upside and downside, right? So if you're buying puts saying NVIDIA has to crash, it could go way up. If you're buying calls because you're saying, oh, this is the best stock of all time, it could go way down. We really don't know. So let's move on. Oh, go ahead.
I prefer to have the wind at my back when I'm going to trade. I don't like to put my money at any more risk than I need to.
Exactly. So let's move on. I want to look at a couple things here. Well, first, let me introduce myself for those who don't know me. My name is Christopher Ewell. I've twice been awarded top 100 people in finance. I was mentored by 5 of the market wizards, the best traders of all time. I've been successfully trading since 2009, and this is where outliers like us save time, make money, and start winning with less risk together as a team. So go ahead and subscribe if you haven't already. So let's move on to the sectors. What are the different sectors telling us, right? We've already taken a look at NVIDIA and the tech sector, but let's dive a little deeper. So I want to run the screener and see what pulls through. So I'm going to keep all the indexes, all the sectors, all the industries wide open. I only want positive signal returns, 30-day average volume. I want at least 1 million with a buy signal. I don't worry about this part right here. Market cap wide open. I don't care. At least $20 because I'm a snob. Fear and greed heat map, meaning anything up to 90. If it goes over 90, I would consider that far too greedy. I want to see the fear and greed heat map moving up, and then I want to see a green overlay uptrend indicator. So if we apply the filter, make sure everything works out. Now this is on dev, so it could be a little slow. Ooh, look at that. We got some new icons popping up over here. Let's take a look at Bath and Body Works. Let's start there. So Bath and Body Works up here in the Outlier 9, that'll give us some interesting information. Let's see. So Outlier 9 is all lit up on Bath and Body Works. Very cool. So the market trend signal breadth. Does the market have a buy signal? It does have a buy signal. Okay, I messed that up earlier. My mistake. The trend is going up, signal and breadth. We need to double check that breadth number with Mahesh. But I believe it still had the crossover. In fact, I still have it right here. Yeah, the crossover is still there. So we're good on that. Okay. So let's get out of this one. Now we're in Bath and Body Works, right? The sector is getting more greedy, right? We can see that right here. Getting more uptrends, less downtrends. So all of this looks super sharp as well. So that looks great. The stock has a bullish trend. The signal has a buy signal. Oh, it looks like there's like 2 double buy signals going on. Let me take a screenshot of that real quick as we do live debugging. So here, circle that, and circle double buy signal. Copy that, send it to Mahesh. All right, cool. Back over here. And we can see the outlier blocks on top of it. And we've got some room to the outlier blocks. The stock itself is getting more greedy. The trend signal, fear and greed, and outlier blocks. Let's double check this over on TradingView, BBAI. No. It was BBWI. All right, so there's that order block up there like we're talking about. That looks good. Oh, it's got earnings coming up soon. So just watch it coming up into earnings, but it does have the full Outlier 9 set up right there. It does have the full Outlier 9 set up. Let's look at the next one. BP. Andrew had a great question. Is the OVTLYR 9 on the dashboard completely automated? Yes. We don't have to do anything here. It will work all on its own. Should we not cap the heat map at 70 due to new rules? We're not ready to start implementing those rules just yet. Right now, we're just going through looking at the stocks objectively. So absolutely, I would if I were looking at trade. J Fort says, is the OVTLYR system looks so powerful? How much is the subscription? You know what, J Fort, that is a very good question. In fact, let's talk about that real quick, right? What even is OVTLYR and how does it work? Well, old Uncle Warren used to say, be fearful when others are greedy and greedy when others are fearful. OVTLYR shows you if investors are acting irrationally fearful or greedy and by how much, allowing you to get into the move before get in stock before the OVTLYR move happens. Now, if you're ready to save time, make money, and start winning with less risk, it's just 3 easy steps. Step 1, go grab the annual pass for just 82 cents a day. And if you're on the monthly plan, click this one button to save 64%. Start using the OVTLYR 9, that I'm showing you how to do right now. And step 3 is sit back and relax because you just found the easiest way to save time, make money, and start winning with less risk. All right. I appreciate that layup right there, my friend. Okay, we got that double buy signal going on here. OVTLYR blocks. Looks like it's really close up into an OVTLYR block right here. Let's look at BP on the chart. There you go. Look at that. I love seeing the OVTLYR blocks lit up here inside of OVTLYR. That's fun. Fear and greed and the sector is looking good. The sector breadth is looking good. And we see fear and greed on the stock went down slightly, back up today. Yep. And in a bullish trend. Dude, I'm telling you, this looks like it's working great. Let's see. Has anybody seen any issues coming through?
I like that it's giving me a count of the OVTLYR 9 in the top right as well. That's a
It
nice
certainly is. Yeah. It says 8 of 9
feature.
right here. Very cool. I don't remember. Oh, good. I was going to say, I was looking at this yesterday and it didn't have a little tooltip to explain what they were. And I was like, I don't remember what these are. Look at this. It shows you a buy signal. It shows you it has 8 of 9 pass on the OVTLYR 9 count. OC OVTLYR channels passed or failed, right? So this is the sector, the donkey channels, right? In fact, I think I saw this on the screener. Yeah, look at that. OVTLYR channels / donkey channels showing right there. That's cool. CE, capital efficiency. I think that's supposed to be greater than 1. What do we got over here? Capital efficiency 4.39. Okay. Joe, do you know what capital efficiency means in a nutshell? It's so cool. It's so cool. What is the average gain per day during the buy signal? That, in a nutshell, that is what I boil it down to, compared to the average gain per day buy and sell. That's what that means on a 4.39x perspective. Means for every day you're invested using the OVTLYR buy and sell signals, historically, it has been 4.39% as effective as just buy and hold. How cool is that?
This is another reason you sit in cash and don't F up if you don't have the signals.
Exactly. And OVTLYR signals positive return, right? So that positive return right here, 16% versus 10%. Yeah, there we go. That was a good one. Okay, let's do another one. Here, let's do another one. Let's scroll down a bit. Let's go down to IMAX. Oh, I forgot. This is on the swing signals. Can we? Okay. We need to see if it's swing or active. Active or swing should be a choice on the screener. Okay, that's a great point here because I can't switch on this point between active and swing signals. Now, what is the difference? Active signals means that they are more frequent, and you can't have a buy active signal when there is a sell swing signal. So it's kind of like double confirmation. That's the way I look at it. And the swing signals are less often. The active signals are more active. And
Okay.
yeah, we see that double buy signal right there. I agree with you, Dr. J. All right, so taking a look at this, 8 of 9, and it's sitting right here in these order blocks right here. Let's X. Close to these order blocks right here. It might be slight discrepancies. It's definitely picking up this one, but it looks like it picked up even a second one that isn't showing on TradingView. Okay, cool. Be more greedy. Oh, this looks good on the sector, on the stock. Yeah, This is great. I like it. I like what I see over here. Now let's switch over to swing signals. It says it's going to switch to swing signals, update everything across the board. Change will apply globally. Hit apply. JT, what does the pink in the OC status mean? Well, on my charts, when it's above, it'll be colored blue. When it's below, it's colored green. Let's see what this looks like. It looks like here inside the OVTLYR platform, if it's below, it's blue, and overhead, it's red. That's what I think that is
I think
for.
he's referring to the outlier channels, not the blocks.
Down here, the OVTLYR channels.
I think he is.
Well, it
Because
looks like.
you've got a box at the top towards the middle that has OC and it is red.
Oh. Okay, good question. So the OVTLYR channels, meaning that it is pushing up higher, more uptrends, and not more downtrends. More uptrends, less downtrends is what that means right there. I'm sorry, I misread that. But yeah, everything looks like it's working really well. Oh, maybe the double buy signals for both signals. Okay, cool. We'll get that confirmation from Mahesh because we just changed this to the swing signals. You know what? That would be really cool, actually. We need a little bit of an explanation right there. But yeah, that makes a lot of sense, Shoy. Will the OVTLYR channel box turn green? I don't know. They're all red in the screener.
Because today we don't have the AS1, AS2 setup, right? That's why it's red.
Maybe so. Maybe that's exactly why. I can only go based on what I'm seeing on here as we're doing live debugging. So it probably will change to green. So what if we go to the market? So if we go to market breadth, oh yeah, there you go. Because neither one of them on the market breadth would hit AS1 or AS2 because it doesn't have either more uptrends or less downtrends. Okay, that makes sense. Look at that. We're learning together. This is exciting. Very cool. Joe, I got to tell you what, this is a great time. We're learning so much. NVIDIA's earnings are coming out here in a hot minute, which is why we started off the program like that. But OVTLYR 4.0 is coming out very, very soon with humongous, tremendous, giant changes coming. So, Joe, if somebody were looking to save time, make money, and start winning with less risk, what should they do?
Click one of these videos right up
Click on
here.
these two videos?
Yeah.
That's a brilliant idea. And I think they should have a fantastic day. We'll talk soon.